Trishul Jatra or Machati Jatra. The Trishul Jatra procession takes place in the historic city of Kathmandu, where the chariot is paraded. Children are carried atop the spikes of the Trishul, which is the weapon associated with Lord Shiva. This festival holds great significance for the Newa community and is considered one of their oldest traditions. Local residents participated by bringing 3 chariots, each carrying a child from different locations such as Jayabageshwari, Basleshwari Aryaghat and Bhuvaneshwari to the outskirts of the Pasupati complex. Among the valley's inhabitants, the Trishul Jatra is also referred to as Machati Jatra. As per the legend, in ancient times, a demon residing in the Nagarjun forest or Jamacho caused a dreadful commotion in Gwaldes or present-day Jayabageshwari region. Consequently, the entire community collectively sought the help of Achaju to subdue the demon using tantric technique. Achaju abducted the demon's offspring from their dwelling in Jamacho. He then brought the children to Sipal Hill, which was directly visible from Jamacho, and presented the demon's children before it with a trident. Placing them on an elongated pillar bait, he enticed the demon. According to the belief, that demon then stopped kidnapping the children of Gwala after seeing his own children pierced by the Trishul. During the Trishul Jatra, there is a custom of showcasing 5 clothes representing the 5 children who were slain by the demon at Bhuvaneshwari Shaktipit. It is said that after Nagarjun's demon killed and ate children, these clothes of children found by Achaju in Bhuvaneshwari Shaktipit are displayed on the day of Trishul Jatra. During that era, demons were known to prey on children, causing immense suffering. As a symbolic act of defiance, the Trishul Jatra tradition was established to demonstrate that if the demons sought to take away children, they would face resistance. In this Jatra, 3 children comprising 2 girls and 1 boy are ceremonially impaled with a trident, representing the divine symbols of Kumar and Kumari. Participants of the Jatra carry branches and bark from trees, proceeding while uttering curses aimed at the demons. Locally, this procession is known as Machati Jatra, meaning the Jatra where a child is pierced with a trident. Over time, this Jatra has come to be known as Trishul Jatra. According to an alternate legend, Bandhu Datta Achaju was appointed as a priest to conduct worship at Bhuvaneshwari Shaktipit. Bandhu Datta Achaju was one among the 3 tantrics who brought Rato Machindranath from the Kamarukaksha mountain in India to Nepal. He was a devoted seeker of Shakti and achieved spiritual enlightenment Siddhi. Bhuvaneshwari Mata, the deity of Shaktipit, was pleased with Bandhu Datta's dedicated spiritual practice, sadhana, and regarded him as one of her prominent devotees. Bandhu Datta Achaju always remained engrossed in his sadhana to appease Mother Bhuvaneshwari. He possessed the remarkable ability to create animals from grains and perform daily animal sacrifice in accordance with Mother Bhuvaneshwari's desire. It is said that he would spend long hours sitting in the puja room, engaging in conversation with his divine mother. Goddess Bhuvaneshwari was greatly pleased with Bandhu Datta, and he tirelessly endeavored to satisfy his beloved mother. Similarly, one day, Bandhu Datta Achaju's son was following him from behind without his knowledge. During the worship of Goddess Bhuvaneshwari and the customary offering of animal sacrifice, the goddess commanded that instead of goats, today he should offer sacrifice of whatever was behind him. Eager to always please the goddess, devoted priest Achaju made a solemn vow to fulfill her command. But when he turned around to offer the sacrifice, he was heartbroken to see his own son. In that moment, while facing the dilemma of sacrificing his own son to Bhuvaneshwari Devi, Achaju felt immense sorrow. Nevertheless, having devoted himself to the goddess, Achaju proceeded with the sacrifice, offering his own son. After completing the puja in this manner, the grief-stricken priest fervently prayed to the goddess, beseeching her to revive his beloved son. As a cherished devotee, the goddess granted a means to revive Achaju's son. In accordance with her instruction, Achaju told his wife to close the shrine's door and he pledged to meditate inside for 4 days, strictly prohibiting anyone from opening the door or peering inside. Simultaneously, Bandhudatta placed his son's body in a room and entrusted the key to his wife, who resided in the city of Kathmandu, instructing her not to unlock the room under any circumstances. Obtaining the Sanjeevani Amrit, the life-saving elixir, proved to be a challenging and time-consuming task, as instructed by Mother Bhuvaneshwari in order to save Achaju's son. Bandhudatta received the divine command from Achaju Devi and resolved to procure the Sanjeevani Amrit Ghara at any cost for the revival of his son's life. Meanwhile, Achaju's wife informed her family in Kathmandu that her son had gone missing, and her husband Achaju had spent 4 days engrossed in a meditation at the temple. Thus, regarding Achaju's strict orders, she opened the temple door only to discover her son's lifeless body inside. Misinterpreting the situation, she concluded that Achaju had taken their son's life and fled. Seeking support from her relative in Kathmandu, they proceeded to cremate their deceased son's body. Upon reaching Chakubaku, which is presently known as Baneshwar, with the Sanjeevani Amrit jar, Bandhudatta Achaju encountered a distressing sight. Some women fainted upon witnessing the apparent failure of Achaju's arduous efforts and his unfulfilled resolve with Bhuvaneshwari Devi. In that very location, Achaju underwent a transformation and turned into a stone alongside the jar of nectar, achieving state of perfection. Subsequently, the Chakubaku Ajima temple was established at the exact same spot in commemoration of this event. To this day, the site is known as Chakubaku Ajimadya, preserving the memory of the event that unfolded. As part of understanding this significant occurrence, an annual tradition takes place during Valval Ashtami, that is Asar Krishna Ashtami, where the body of a son is ceremoniously moved behind the Machati Jatra or Trishul Jatra. This narrative recounts the loss of a revered tantric and how the nation lost the precious Sanjeevani Amrit picture obtained through the unwavering efforts of a skilled tantra. During the Trishul Jatra, it is believed that pouring of nectar in the vicinity of the Chakubaku temple, now located in Naya Baneshwar, caused offense and distress to the women present. The wife, aware of the key's purpose, deliberately opens it only to discover her son's lifeless body. Tragically, Bandhudatta was unable to save his son, resulting in the association of blame and resentment towards the residents of Kathmandu, referred to as Yami during the Jatra. This label serves as a reminder of their perceived responsibility for the loss of the son, attributed to the action of her daughter from Kathmandu. The residents of Devpatan harbored deep resentment towards the people of Kathmandu for their actions, opening the temple door against Achaju's explicit instruction and failing to save their son's life. As a tribute to Achaju's memory, the residents of Devpatan initiated the celebration of Trishul Jatra. During this festival, the people of Kathmandu became the target of verbal abuse from the residents of Devpatan. According to this tradition, the inhabitants of Devpatan would unleash random insult towards the people of Kathmandu during the Trishul Jatra. This Jatra came to be known as a Jatra that should not be witnessed by the people of Kathmandu. In recent times, however, instead of curses, the practice of uttering Har Har Mahadev has been adopted. During the Jatra, there is a custom of carrying the symbolic corpse along with the chariot as a representation of Achaju. The procession proceeds towards Rajeshwari Ghat, where the symbolic corpse is ceremoniously brought. Chariots are procured from 3 different locations near Aryaghat, namely Basleswari, Bajraghar and Jayabageshwari. The Khat Jatra, which commences from Jayabageshwari, involves the placement of 2 young girls on the right and left sides and a young boy in the center. These 2 girls symbolize Bageshwari and Kumari, while the boy represents Vairat. 1 child in each of the 2 chariots is adorned to resemble a trident. In a similar fashion, another chariot is prepared for the Jatra, with the child boy positioned at the pinnacle and the child girls placed on the right and left sides, resting on the trident's base. These children are placed on a bed known as khat and paraded around the city, passing in front of Pasupati's Bajraghar. Upon reaching Bagmati, the children are gently removed from the bed, covered with a cloth and bathed in holy waters. Finally, still concealed with a cloth, they are carried away to Joy Bageshwari, marking the conclusion of the Jatra. The myths also suggest that if children watch this festival, they will remain healthy and will grow up without any trouble. Thank you.